Back out to our auctioneer, and earlier today, Al Wheeler auctioning off Antonio Brown.
Next up for auction, we got Antonio Brown. Do I hear $20? We got Antonio Brown. Do I hear $20? $20, we're going to one, we're going to two, 22, we're going to three, bid three, we're going to one, bid four, we're going to five, we're going to five, 6, 7, 8, we're going to be, we're going to be, now, $9, bid $30, bid 1, 2, 33, we're going to one, bid four, we're going to five, $35, going to be $6, now 7, 8, 38, we're going to be, now 9, $40, bid 1, $41, bid 2, 3, 4, 5, $45. We all learn all done. Sold $44 to the man up front, the crazy man, wild man.
Auction drafts are fun.
Next on the auction block, we got Odell Beckham Jr. Do I have $15? And then we're going to 15, 16, 17, we're going to $18, now 19, going to be 20, 21, we're going to 2, 3, $24, bid 5, 6, 7, 27, 28, we're going to bid 9, 9, going to be $30, bid 1, 31, we're going to buy $31, 1, we're going to buy $30, bid 1, 2, 2, 3, 34, 34, y'all learn all done? 34 to shiny top, $34.
This is for Michael Wilbon. Pay attention, Michael. I'm going to try to explain why this happened, okay? You had Jimmy Butler as the heart of your team. He's now gone. All right, but look, it's never easy when you start over. You got to trade your best asset. So they trade Levine. Forget about how he fits with Rondo and all that. The next move is Rondo gets bought out. He can get rid of $10 million of his money, and he's gone. You get a young replacement.
Bid 1, 2, 33, we're going to bid 4, we're going to 5, $35, we're going to be now.
The Dwayne Wade now likely is a buyout candidate. They're going to give him most of this money, let him go somewhere else because they're starting over. They have cap room, $29 million in space. I'll take Lopez out of there and put in the cap room. This is the new look of the Bulls.
A brand new book comparing rich black athletes to slaves has gotten people talking all over the country. There was a time when 40 acres and a mule was the price black slaves sought as restitution for their forced servitude at the hands of white masters. But today, for the superior black athlete, that payment has swelled into millions of dollars, although the money comes without the important commodity of power. And the black slave, white owner mentality has remained intact. That is the argument at the core of William C. Rhoden's critically acclaimed new book, $40 Million Slave. And that dialogue is what? Because you started you started something here. You know that. Well, you know that, Bill. I've known you for years, and I'm telling you right now, I was shocked by the title because I'm saying to myself, people say, you're talking about slaves and mentioning it in the same breath as multi-million-dollar athletes.
But this is a problem, though. See, this is the first problem. You cannot equate, see, as soon as you begin to equate money with slavery, you're wrong. I mean, you're wrong because it's a condition. There were brothers, and I went all the way on the plantation. Mm-hmm. I've been doing it for 8 years. I went all the way on the plantation. There were slaves, there were jockeys who were making lots of money. Slave jockeys. There was a brother named Charles
1700s and 1800s?
Oh, man, there was a brother named Charles Stewart who was a trainer. We're talking about 1810. This brother was a trainer. He had his owners, he was in charge of his owner's stables. At a time when black people weren't supposed to leave state without a pass, this guy had his runners, and you know what? He was making so much money, he had to hire an agent because he was making so much money. But guess what? Charles Stewart was a slave. He was sold 3 or 4 times. Only difference is he could negotiate the terms of his. So
but getting back to your point, you're saying money shouldn't be associated with slavery. Is that what you're saying? Money
had nothing to do with the condition. It's the condition of slavery, not necessarily how much money you had.
But there is no way in 2006 that you can equate athletes with slavery. There's just no comparison.
Let me bring the doctor in here. Go ahead, Doc. He said, you heard what Armstrong Williams said. There's no way that you can basically relate slavery to the modern day athlete. Your thoughts? And he's talking, William C. Rhoden talking about a slave's mentality. What are your thoughts, sir?
I agree with Rhoden. I want to thank Rhoden for writing the piece. I think what we need to realize is that whenever you're not free to speak your mind, whenever the money comes attached with handcuffs, then I believe that you are a slave. I think many African American athletes have been taught to believe that they aren't supposed to focus on anything but their particular sport. And I believe that if brothers start to become conscious, start to become political, start to become racially conscious, then I think the money will be cut off.
Hold on, Doc.
I agree with Rose.
But hold on, Doc. How about white America out there? And I'll bring you in a second, Joe. But how about white America who's sitting out there looking at it and saying to themselves, "What are you talking about handcuffs? What kind of handcuffs are you talking about? We're paying these guys multi-million dollars. They've got a lot of freedom that a lot of us don't enjoy because they're not making that money." I want you to elaborate on that, Doc. What are you talking about handcuffs?
I don't think they have any freedom whatsoever. A lot of them have white handlers. A lot of them have white agents, white financial planners. When was the last time you seen an African-American athlete really put some money into the African-American community? You know, they buy rim shops, restaurants, clubs, and jewelry. But when's the last time you seen an African-American athlete buy a school, endow a university, and things of that nature? Those are the things we're talking about. They need to start building institutions. But what we find is that a lot of these brothers are scared. They have no testicular fortitude when it comes to racial or social issues. And as a result, the money just stays within a tightly knit circle, and the black community gets no benefit whatsoever from this black athletic prowess.
All right, Joe Mowbray, I'm going to bring you in. What are your thoughts?
I'm stunned. First off, look, Professor Moore talks about the fact that you have white handlers, white money managers. All that's true, but they're all chosen by the black athletes. It's not that black athletes are told you have to have this person as your agent, you have to have this person as your financial planner.
Yes, they are.
And besides, why are we holding black athletes?
You heard what he said.
Well, since this is my party, let me define the invitation.
Okay.
You know, let me tell you what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that black athletes are exploited. Let's get that straight now. I'm not saying that. We're beyond that.
Yes.
What I'm saying, in fact, on the contrary, is that we've got so much potential power now, right? We got so much potential power. The question now is, how are you going to use it? And in terms of the individual, right now, a lot of brothers we know do some good things individually. They all have some nice foundations, okay? But the magnitude of the problems facing our community are much greater than any one foundation's ability to solve it. So what I'm calling for now is that we need to get back to teamwork. We need to do more collaborative
And how do you expect to accomplish that by calling them slaves?
I'm taking pictures with minorities. Why?
What's wrong with minorities?
It bothers me a lot that you want to broadcast that you're associating with black people.
I don't see your views. I wasn't raised the way you were raised.
Well, then, if you don't feel, don't come to my games. Don't bring black people and don't come.
Do you know that you have a whole team that's black that plays for you?
Do I know? I support them and give them food and clothes and cars and houses. Who gives it to them? Does someone else give it to them? Do I know that I have? Who makes the game? Do I make the game or do they make the game? Is there 30 owners that created the league?
I'm not going to bring any black people to the stadium.
Atlanta Hawks owner Bruce Levinson has apologized for making what some consider offensive comments about race in an email sent 2 years ago, being seen by fans for the first time now. "I want some white cheerleaders. I want the music to be music familiar to a 40-year-old white guy. He even complained the kiss cam is too black." It was sent in a message to team management about how to sell more season tickets. Levinson says he voluntarily reported the email to the NBA this summer, announcing now he will step down, selling his ownership in the team just 4 months after publicly criticizing then Clippers owner Donald Sterling for his racist rant.
I think I speak for all of my partners when I say we were all deeply offended. We all quickly spoke out against these words that we heard on that tape.
We got Antonio Brown. Do I hear $20? $20 too.
Do I know? I support them and give them food and clothes and cars and houses. Who gives it to them? Does someone else give it to them? Do I know that I have? Who makes the game? Do I make the game or do they make the game? Is there 30 owners that created the league?
I'm not going to bring any black people to the stadium.